Welcome to the Community Foundation of Northern Illinois Scholarship Application. You apply through our web portal, which you reach through the Apply Now button at the top of every page. But it's not a bad idea to have an idea of all the scholarships you're eligible for before you start the application. In order to find that information, go to the scholarship section of our website and scroll down to the bottom of the page. You'll see every scholarship listed. If you click on the name of the scholarship, it will take you to the page with all of the background information and criteria. So when you're ready to apply, just click on the little rainbow button right here, and that will take you to the web portal. You need to create a web portal login. You do that by clicking register and providing all of your account information. So your first name, last name, a password of at least 6 characters, and you have to accept the terms and conditions and choose your portal access. That should be scholarship applicant only. Unless you've been told you're a reviewer or you plan on applying for a grant, you should only choose scholarship applicant. You also provide all of your personal information down at the bottom. This information automatically fills into the application, so we strongly encourage you to use correct capitalization and punctuation here. So don't use all caps. And when you're ready, you click register. You should always use an email that you're going to have access to in college because you'll use this one account to reapply every year. And you don't create multiple accounts. That actually causes problems in our system. So if you create an account with 2 different email addresses, we will contact you and have you pick one because it just won't work on our end. So choose one account. And once you hit register here, you'll get a confirmation code that's emailed to you. Oftentimes that ends up in your spam folder, so make sure you check there. And once you are ready to log in, you'll click down here, log in, and you'll enter in your contact information. So it's your email address and your password. When you log in, you won't have an organization, and that's just because you are not a grant applicant, so don't worry about that. You'll click login. Here, the first time you log in, they will ask for your confirmation code, but they won't do that the rest of the time. So it'll take you to the scholarship applicant menu. You'll see right here, it says scholarship applicant, and you use this drop-down menu to navigate. The homepage also has alerts for things that you need to complete. You won't have this many. It also shows you the available applications and your saved applications. To start, we're going to look at a new application. To access that, you click on this link here, and it takes you into the application itself. The first tab here is instructions, and they are very detailed, so that should be your first resource, the first place you check for any information. The next tab is contact information. You see here, there are some boxes that are red or have little red asterisks next to them. Those are required, so you have to answer those. Things like your date of birth, your age as of the date of the application deadline, things like that. We also recommend that you navigate using your these buttons down here. So previous, next, and save, because if you use your back buttons or your browser buttons, it can sometimes cause problems. So to move on, click next. We also recommend saving often. Anytime you change to a different page, anytime you enter in any information, hit save. The system will log you out after a certain amount of lag time, and it won't give you a warning, and anything that hasn't been saved will be lost. So just make it a habit. Just hit save. You also see here we have some drop-down menus. If there's the arrow, that means it gives you have a set number of answers that you can choose from. There are also what we call contingent questions. So you'll see there are some gaps in the application, and that means that there's a question there that you don't have to answer. So for example, for university, if yours isn't listed, you'll choose other, and then you'll see another box pop up. If you had chosen, say, Rock Valley College, it wouldn't have shown up, and you would just move on to the next question. But in this case, then you can enter in the actual school that you're attending. So this is all information about your current content or your current academic situation. Here's another example of a contingent question. If you've graduated within the last 5 years, you have to have your academic information verified, and usually that's by a counselor or a principal, a teacher, someone like that. So contact your school to ask who your academic verifier should be, but it's probably your counselor. If you graduated from high school more than 5 years ago, then you'll see the question doesn't appear and you move on. Okay, we also have college information down at the bottom. If you haven't taken any college courses, just click no, no big deal. If you have, click yes, and then you can enter in that information. You have places here where you can upload transcripts. And if you are still in high school but have taken college classes, such as through a quick start program or something like that, we do need to have that information. And often that's listed on your high school transcript. So again, check with your counselor about that. So to move on, you click next again. The personal history section is where you get to tell us about yourself. You can see that this question on the personal statement is mandatory. You can also see that there are character counters at the bottom. So that shows you just how much space you have to write. So as you type, the characters drop down. We also recommend that you write these essays in Word rather than in the box itself, and then just copy and paste, just in case you get logged out and it's easier to see. If you use a Chrome or Mozilla or Firefox web browsers, you can actually make these boxes bigger. That will not work on Internet Explorer. And again, just to reiterate, save often. The next tab here is your financial information. About 1/3 of our scholarships do require you to submit financial information. And by that, we mean the same information that you include in the FAFSA. The specific number we're looking for is your EFC. We strongly recommend providing that information no matter what, even if you think that your EFC is so high that you're not going to qualify for anything. In a lot of cases, financial need is a consideration, but not the primary consideration for that scholarship. So if you don't provide it, you don't qualify, even if you may be the best fit for every other piece of criteria. So when in doubt, just do it. You hit yes here and the information pops up. We're asking again for all the information you use to complete the FAFSA, so you don't need to go anywhere else to find that information. You submit your EFC and a copy of proof of the EFC, and that should be your student aid report, which is emailed to you after you complete the FAFSA. There's an example here. So this is what it looks like, and you only need to submit the first 2 pages. So we need to see this section here, the EFC. On yours, it won't be blank. And then we need the second page just because we need to have your name on it. Don't submit anything else, and make sure to white out or black out your social security number and any other information that you don't want us to have. All we need is the EFC and your name. If you can't provide this at the time of the application, you will have to provide it if you've gotten a scholarship at the end of the year. And you can upload the calculator, which there's the link here, or the confirmation email you get from the FAFSA. Once you have that, you hit next, and that takes you to the matching question section. These questions are all specific to scholarships, so an individual scholarship. So some of the questions might seem a little bit odd, like, are you the child or stepchild of a member of the Northwestern Illinois Building Trades and Construction Council? That's because there's a scholarship specifically for those people. So if you're not, no big deal, just click no. If you are, click yes, and that gives you the opportunity to apply. So some of these may seem repetitive, it may seem long, but there's a reason we're asking these questions, and answer them as honestly and as completely as you can. There is a difference between your career plans and your field of study as well. So even if you have to tell us you're going to be a teacher twice, we do ask that you do that for a reason. Then once you've completed that, hit next. The last section is your references. You have to provide 2 online references with your application. You provide their contact information here, and when you submit the application, they'll get an automatic email that says that they need, with a link to the form. We don't accept letters. They have to complete this form. And we strongly recommend that you wait and submit all of your applications at once so you can complete them at any time, but submit them all at the same time so that they don't get multiple emails. And it's important that they don't final or finish their form before you finish all of your applications. So if you submit one, they complete the form, and then you submit another application, that form will not connect to the second application. So their instructions include that information, and they have a week after the application is due for you to complete their form. So it makes the most sense for you to submit all at once and for them to submit their forms after the February 1st deadline. And this should not be the first time that your references are hearing about you either. They should know that this form is coming before they receive it. Otherwise, you're not likely to get a favorable reference. And this last section is the certification. It's just saying that you agree to all of our terms. Specifically, make sure to read it in detail and click check here. When you're ready, you'll hit select scholarships. I'm going to go back into a old application so that you can see how that section works. So here I am back in the My Saved Application section of the web portal, and you can see here is an application that status is created and there is no fund listed with it. So that means that I haven't chosen my scholarships yet. So I'm going to click open that application. And you can see it's complete. All of the information is in there. I'm going to go to the certification page and scroll down to the bottom and click select scholarships. And this page is going to list all of the scholarships that you're eligible for based on your answers. If you think that you qualify for something that doesn't show up here, you should take 2 steps. First, go back and look at the criteria on the website. It's also listed here on the Select Scholarships page. And check your answers. So there may be a reason that you didn't qualify, like your GPA is lower than you thought, or you said you said no to engineering when you actually should have said yes, something like that. If you're sure that you've answered everything correctly and you qualify, contact the CFNIL offices before you go any further. Do not click click continue at the bottom of the page until you are 100% sure that everything is complete and that you don't want to add any additional scholarships to your selection, because once you hit continue, your application is locked. You cannot make any edits to that main application. It actually creates a new record for each scholarship you're applying for. So if you need to do any more work, you can hit cancel and it will take you back to the My Saved Application section and you can get back into the main one. But when you are sure, you click the box next to each scholarship listed and then hit continue. So let's choose 2. And there's no penalty for selecting multiples or selecting a scholarship and not actually completing the application. So probably your best bet just to choose them all. When you're ready, you hit continue. And again, like I said before, this creates a new record, and the status will say more information required. So it'll take you to this page and click on more information required here, and that will take you to the new record, which includes all of your old information, and the addendum page, which is also can also be called an essay page. So that's where you complete your essay. So you see it here. This takes you back to your May Saved Application section. So this one, the status is created and the fund says the scholarship name. So that means that the main application is locked and you just need to go in and finish that piece. So you'll see there's a new tab here called the essay. And that is where you can write really make the argument for why you should get this scholarship. You can see here in this section, there's a specific question. Why did you choose to study engineering? In some cases, the question is more along the lines of, based on the criteria and the background of this scholarship, why do you qualify, or why are you the best candidate? So you need to make that argument. It's important that you answer the question that's asked, and not just put in your generic college essay. You need to answer the question and make the argument. You have 3,000 characters, and that includes spaces. That comes out to about 500 words, or about 1 page. And then when you're done, you're totally 100% done, you click submit. We recommend you just save and go back in and work on every essay, and then when they're all done, go in and submit them all at once. But once you do that, here, this is a point where it gives you the confirmation it's been submitted. You will get a confirmation email shortly saying that we got it. If you didn't, contact the office. And then all of your references will get get the information or the link to to the form that they need to fill out. You can check your reference status through the web portal. Go to Scholarship Applicant and References. And this shows you all the references that have been submitted on your behalf. If it's been done, it says completed. If it says new, that means it hasn't been completed, and you have the option of resending the email. So if you've changed the email address, or if the email address is wrong, you can change that here, like that, and resend the email. The staff cannot do this, so we can't. Only you through your web portal can resend the email. So you need to do that on your own. And it's your responsibility to make sure that those references are complete by February 8th at 8 a.m. Once the whole process is over, you'll be able to see which awards you've been given by checking My Awards. The information on what awards you've received will be available after May 1st. There will be an email sent out saying, hey, check your portal, and everyone who's received a scholarship will actually get a letter in the mail as well. As you can see, there's no scholarships listed here right now, so as of right now, I have not received anything. But you always have the opportunity to reapply next year. If you have any questions, contact information for our scholarship grants officer, Sarah Lambert, is at the bottom of every scholarship page. So if you click here, it will take you to the contact information right here. I'm available Monday through Friday, typically 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I answer my phone if I'm at my desk, and I'm also very responsive to email, so don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. And if you have any questions, do it before you submit the application. Thank you and good luck.